Connecting Bristol is the city's, Bristol's dynamic response to the government's digital challenge.
It's a very textured response that really is bringing together people from every sector of the city.
Not a new idea to Bristol, but it's something that would see Bristol being a flagship for the country, if not the world, in terms of an example of an area that's using technologies in a really exciting way.
Bristol really does have the key elements that we need to demonstrate real exemplar progress and sustainability.
We are well known to be leading the field in this area.
As a city economically, but critically in developing digital technology and new applications.
There is a strong need to put people first. It's a people-led digital challenge response. What we're trying to do is use their ideas and then look at the technology to support their ideas.
The technology is a means to an end, it's not the end in itself.
Technology is a tool, and as educators we need to know what we need to do with it, and then we can provide information and guidance.
Something that I'm always conscious of when working with young people, older people, using any kind of technology is not to put it on a pedestal.
The digital divide is between those who don't have access to technologies or the means of communicating and those who do.
The real gap is between that headline leading edge practice and the everyday lives of too many people in this city.
It's very apparent when you look at the two levels. Financially, Bristol's doing brilliantly, second highest GDP out of London. We all know the stats, but we also know that we have some of the poorest, most deprived wards within our care.
What the digital challenge aims to do is to provide those people that are either excluded or in danger of being excluded with both the support to access those social forums, but also the technology and the ability to do so.
There are people that can get along perfectly in life with their technology, and then there are people who are just stuck in North West and other places of Bristol with completely no hope of being part of the digital age.
A lot of the people I work with have very low-level communication skills, and it's about enabling them to be in a position to use technology that's going to assist them to communicate better.
Older people don't really know how to use it because they're scared, and they're scared because they're not told properly.
The deaf community is a community because their first language is BSL, and using sign language is a strong sense of the deaf world because we have common experiences. We've been to deaf schools, we've been taught by hearing people, we've been discriminated against, and we've had barriers put up. The barriers are because we're a minority linguistic community, if you like.
We are becoming aware that there are health issues, mainly from because we come from a poorer background.
Certainly there needs to be more access especially for homeless people actually, because what technology offers is the means for someone to have a virtual address rather than an actual physical address.
A digital Bristol would allow a small business to grow.
So if there's a challenge that we have at the moment, it's really getting out that understanding of what's there, what's available, how simple it is to take advantage of, and what it can really mean to their business.
The challenge is, how do we close the digital divide?
First of all, we have 3 city learning centres, and also we're the Pathfinder local authority for the Building Schools for the Future project.
What we also did was engage the older people.
We have now got, over the last 20 years, people now arriving at the door who have been used to using computers in their work. So they're coming into sheltered housing, already trained to use, and using their knowledge and their influence to teach others.
Someone knocked on my door and asked if I could help them with the internet, so I said, yes, fine. So we came down, we accessed the internet, I got them on, and she was able to contact her sister straight away, and she was really thrilled.
And for the deaf community, it's fantastic because at the moment we have Deaf Station, which means that we have our own website, which we're signing information on, and the news every day. So we're equal to hearing people. We can watch the news in sign language, just as hearing people and listen to the radio for 24 hours.
We ran a project where we gave free computers to the local community, we gave them free access to the internet. The council supported that by offering our own internet pipe. What we managed to do was create a digital community where local people started to interact with each other.
I've recently had a computer. It was given to me through Neighbourhood Renewal, and it's opened up a whole new world. I can now help people because I can look up things on the internet. And I didn't realise so many health resources were available.
A good deal of work on health inequalities requires education and information, and digital technology would allow new means of getting vital information across.
Over 400 businesses have actually signed up to the Connecting Bristol website.
This bid has been the catalyst for the coming together of private and public organisations around Bristol, which is fantastically positive for all of us, particularly the small business.
The web has changed the world for small businesses. It's allowed us to reach an audience that we would not have seen without it.
Equally important, it's about attracting inward investment, building on the strengths of this sector that we already have in the city.
Bristol is at the heart of the sustainable development movement. We also have a very, very active community in Bristol who are engaged in this debate. And people are getting very excited now about ideas like much more flexible working, sharing workspace. All the projects in the bid are environmental to ensure that Bristol plays its role in saving the planet.
Social inclusion will be enabled by providing PCs in community centres and similar locations where people can access the wireless network, the internet, through those machines for free.
Everybody can tap into it and have a look at what's happening rather than the select few. And I think that's how the technology should be used. And we've got the opportunity to do that with this bid.
What we will be doing is ensuring that all citizens in Bristol have access to communications and technology which will allow them to interact within their communities and across communities.
Every child in Bristol each having their own personal computer. Everybody needs internet access.
Grandchildren and youngsters are on the internet and on the email all the time in the evenings. So what's stopping Granny coming down here and emailing them and actually getting a camera so she can see her grandchildren?
Well, I think technology can actually help us, because one of the most important things for me is that my officers spend as much time as they can out with the public, being very visible.
If everyone has equal access to some of those resources, then they've got a much better footing on a level playing field, if you like.
One of the really exciting things for me when I've been watching this bid develop, has been watching really disparate or seemingly disparate people sitting next to each other at the meetings and actually working together towards a common vision.
So a key thrust in this really comes from a speech that Tessa Jowl made, where she said that the new digital literacy is as important as was conventional literacy in the 19th century, and that it really is understanding how important that literacy is and how important it is to encourage everybody to make that jump.
What it means to Bristol if we win the digital challenge is that we will be able to accelerate the growth of technology for the citizens of Bristol.
And it's the bringing together of the success with the exclusion that gives us a real-world microcosm to really make a sustainable and efficient difference.
What I think it would bring to the city is a confidence to take forward some of the ideas and some of the ways of working that we've already had and just build a sustainability, build a deeper sense of community to work towards this common aim to enhancing people's lives and quality of life.